Good morning. Howdy. Came down here to share some fun facts. See this beast? We're going to talk about it. Can I show you some? I'll share with you some fun facts that, you know, us truck guys actually know why this is such a fucking hilarious deal. So this is a 2025 Bronco Raptor, okay? I come from the Midwest. Any truck worth its capacity, or any truck worth its weight, was worth it via towing capacity. This thing barely pulls its own weight. The towing capacity of a Bronco Raptor is 4,500 pounds. My 2007 Ford Ranger can tow 6,000 with a V6, or with a V6. I'm putting a V8 in it, okay? It's fucking hilarious that people would spend $75,000 on a vehicle that tows less than my $10,000 Ranger. It's fucking funny. I don't know why millennials are deciding to spend so much money on stupid shit. That's my rant. From Germany. Holy shit. Okay, so how old are you from Germany? Niga? I'll share a fun fact about my life. No, I wasn't secret. I'm not sharing. Is it really as dead as people say? This time of morning, yes. Okay, so is it really as dead as people say? This time of morning, yes. Okay, so when I was 12 years old in a small podunk town in Iowa, one of the things we got to do, I was a savant then, I am now. They allowed me to attend college. We got to do 2 weeks, myself and like 3 or 4 other bright students. And I studied art, German, and photography. And I cannot fucking get the German songs I learned out of my head. Like du lish mir am Hosen, du lish mir am Sinn, du lish mir am Hosen, du lish mir Hosen mir Sinn, something like that. Good morning. Huh? What time? What time is it? About 5 o'clock, brother. 5 a.m. Dunkin' Donuts are open. September, nice. So here's another one. It's kind of like the American version of the frog on the log in the bottom of the sea. If you've ever heard that, there's a hole on the log in the bottom of the sea, the frog on the log in the bottom of the sea, and then you go on and on and on. You just keep adding it up. Well, the one I learned in German that's like that is Schnitzelbank. Ist das Schnitzelbank? Ja, das ist ein Schnitzelbank. Schnitzelbank, oh, das schaut an der Wand. Ja, das ist ein Schnitzelbank. Ist das ein Kreuzverkehr? Ja, das ist ein Kreuzverkehr. Kreuzverkehr, hin und her. You know, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. So I got to learn that song and have it fucking locked as a core memory. The weather's pretty cool. I mean, it's 70, 75 degrees in the morning, 90 degrees during the day. It's been windy lately, which is nice. I mean, I don't even have goosebumps. It's nice. I'm in a polo, just chilling, getting my steps in. And you wondered how well to clean, man. I mean, this is the care that they go to fucking downtown here. This is the cleaning portion of the show. So you get to see how much effort they put into keeping this place clean from tourists, or between tourists. down at Fremont. As many of you know, that was my name in high school, the Ultra Boom. I mean, here's a picturesque moment for you. You've got two lovers here on the right, staggering back to their hotel room. I mean, you've got all the production value you need. The lights are already strung for you. The sun's barely peeking up as you fade away into tomorrow. You know, go grab a Sylvia Plath or a bottle of red wine, drink yourself into oblivion. Whatever you want to do. What time am I coming from home, or do you ever sleep? I sleep about 4 to 5 hours a day. If you follow I say, sorry for the redundancy if you've heard it before. No, I usually sleep around, I go to bed about 9 or 10, wake up about 2 or 3, but usually there's about 4 to 4.5 hours of sleep. Is like an extra hour of sleep is a lot. That's a big deal. I can oversleep very easily. If I sleep 6 hours, I'm not myself. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. Is that the Grand? Yes. Yes, it is. I, too, am a reader. Pizza Rock, much better recommended. Try the Sweet Grandma Pizza, the Detroit Pepperoni, or the Purple Potato Pizza with Pecorino and Pesto. Like, no, really. You'll see. I've been coming down here more and mornings just to get walks in. It's now mostly a routine. I'm down here about every day. It's easy because it's on my way to work. So, let's see. Actually, they've got the Grandma the Butcher Pizza, which is sweet grandma sauce, whatever the fuck that is. Pecorino, Rosa Grande, pepperoni, Italian rice salami, Italian sausage, applewood smoked bacon, hot coppa, arugula, and peppadew peppers. That's for $35 for the whole pizza. By the slice is like $7.50, $8. Saylitas, yes, for the big ass burrito. Yes. Over where the what was it? There used to be a barber shop right next door. They closed up. I don't know what happened to it. Let's see. Detroit. Actually, let's see. The Detroit pepperoni is good. They didn't think try pepperoni. Purple potato mozzarella, purple potato feta, pancetta, rosemary, pesto, pecorino, oregano, or garlic oil. Picante, that's a lot. That's one slice. That's the ingredients for one slice in their picante pizza. So that's a lot. Parking is free at the Golden Nugget if you stay there, or if you play poker for a few hours, or just, you know, do it for a while. They set out next to the cashier area right there. They set it's a laminated QR code. That QR code, you hover over it, go to the link, you put in your phone and your driver's and your license plate information. Enter it, and then you have to scan another QR code to get free parking, like to get validated. But it can be done if you play a couple hours of poker, or table games has a similar thing. You just have to, you know, make friends with a pit boss or something. Otherwise, it's on the weekends. It can be, you know, $25 to $50 an event, something like that. Yeah, absolutely. If you're a hotel guest anywhere, you're going to get free parking. Just making that clear. No hotel down here is going to have a parking garage and then charge their hotel guests for any event. That's kind of the point. Now, if you're a local, or if you could partake, or you know, commandeer a local's ID, you could then expand your horizons to the Strip and get 3 hours free parking anywhere on the Strip. Most places, I should say. I don't know about I know, like, Wynn, Bellagio, I usually park at Horseshoe just because it's an easy central port. It's an easy parking garage to get in and out of over at the Horseshoe. So that's where I usually park if I'm walking around on the Strip, which isn't that often in the summer. Fuck that. Is the Sphere overhyped or worth it? That's a hard question to answer. Here's what I'll say. I'll give you the middle of the road ambiguous approach. So, as a local, look, I'm not going to go back to that noisy area. It's not going to do anything extra for me, personally, to see it on a large screen, okay? I don't need to be immersed in, like, the fucking Truman Show to get the experience. It would be amazing. I wouldn't mind, spending under $200 to see Postcard from Earth, to have an experience, to have a story. Give me an allegory, tell me a tale, do something. I don't just want to stand there with anima at an anima concert where everybody's got their phones out too. I understand, but it's a different situation. Put them away. Let's all enjoy this together. Holy shit, would that be something? Now, fish fans, if you're a fish fan for some god unknown reason, I throw them in the same league with Nickelback fans. They're willing to pay that because it's an experience, because their mediocrity, or their celebration of mediocrity could last 4 hours or 12. So it depends on what you're going to do there. Personally, I wouldn't spend stupid money on a concert like that. I mean, for someone I really liked, maybe like Slayer, I saw Megadeth, Anthrax, and Slayer in 2010. I think I spent $150, maybe $200 on a ticket. Now, if that was somehow then $300 or $400 for the Sphere, yeah, I would pay that. For some of the greats, sure. I would pay up to $500 for one of my favorites to go to the Sphere. But just for a random show, maybe like two. And I better find a package deal for my family. Yeah, and you know what? A Sphere UFC fight? What are they going to do? I want to see the match. I want to be up close by the ring. I don't want to see it from I don't want to see up his ass above me. I don't want to look up and see a different view like we're now in some soft porn. That isn't going to do it for me. That's not going to add to the experience. But being close to the ring, sure, because it's more about the experience. I'm not going to have any real relationship with any of the fighters. I can't relate to what it's like to train, but I can have a good time up front of the row, but as long as it's not in the nosebleed section like at one of the arenas out here. They put up old bands there. Well, you know what? Here's the deal. You know why they do that? Because the old people have all the money right now. The largest demographic right now is baby boomers. Do you think millennials are gonna come? I mean, they can. If you put Rolling Stones, if you took them out of their coffins or 1 foot in the, drag them out and put them up on stage like marionettes or some shit, I would probably be there. I'd find a way. I wouldn't pay $500 for Rolling Stones now. Maybe years ago. I mean, I have one of my, I can say now because they're closed. One of my last gifts, parting gifts from Hard Rock Casino. I have probably 4 feet, 3 feet, but 4 feet tall, 3 feet wide of Keith Richards. 1979. It's a large poster. It was from the Hard Rock Museum. Like, their memorabilia took that shit right the fuck out of there because they were giving stuff away. I'm like, I want that one. I knew the curator. So I have it's worth about probably $5,000. It's a large Keith Richards with him holding a bottle of whiskey and like handcuff bracelets. He was in an airport in Iowa when the picture was taken. So, hello Vegas. I just drove 4 hours back home from Vegas. I already miss it. Yeah, you have time to think about all the things and watch this stream and see all the things. Where were you, man? You know, we were just talking about you. You know, we were talking about how we had all these good times and wish you were back, but no, you had to drive back. Well, we're still here. What time is it? Pacific. Greenwich Mean -8. Adjust your local times accordingly. It's windy as fuck though. But it's nice. I'm relishing every last day we have of this because we're not gonna get many more. I think what I'm gonna start doing, since I'm doing the highlights from the weekends, like I've got a lot of the clips taken, so I'll be uploading some of those today. But during the week, it's just going to be like, you know, what do your public service announcements during the week is what we'll do. Sit back and talk. I'll tell stories. If you need to know how to get out of a ticket, I can tell you. I actually think I have one of the highest priced speeding tickets in Vegas without getting your license taken away. I think I might be in for that record actually from a couple years ago. I'll tell you all about it if you're interested. Yeah, it wasn't windy yesterday morning. It was windy during the day, and it's still windy, but not as bad. Best time of year to come to Vegas when it's not 100. November. For multiple reasons. One, during that time of year, a couple things. If you do decide to explore not just Las Vegas and you want to go out to Death Valley, you can actually see one of the best views of the sky. If you decide to go out there, find Furnace Creek. Okay, Furnace Creek or Stovepipe Wells in Death Valley. It's a couple hour drive, but if you do come to Vegas, if you drive hours to Vegas, take a couple hours more. Go out there during November. It is a valley that you can. It's like Vegas, but imagine no buildings and an unfiltered view of the sky, like no light pollution. You can see the Milky Way with your naked eye. It's fucking amazing. So, there's my pro tip. But if you do come out to Vegas in November, you can enjoy NFR, and you have a lot of cowboys and stuff out here between downtown and South Point and the Orleans casinos. They pretty much have the market on it. Yeah, story time. I got stories. I'm rarely redundant. I'll say the story time I'll say the same story twice if people haven't heard it, but I've got thousands. I need to put a book together, actually. I think my biography would probably be pretty cool. I'd probably do it like Neil Patrick Harris and do a choose your own biography. Yeah, they're actually, the sun's barely coming up now. That's why I come out here. I just like to watch the sunrise. We need to find the shaman. Anyway, yeah, Death Valley, they also had Scotty's Castle out there. I don't know if they had a lot of rain and road damage. It closed a lot of that area, so you kind of have to check what the resource. I don't know if they've opened back up yet or if it wasn't going to be till 2026. But Scotty's Castle is a really cool fucking thing to see. Out in the middle of Death Valley is this large castle. It's amazing. Bro, my first job was at a circus, okay? 12 years old. Okay, here's the story. My very first job, 12 years old, Wapello, Iowa. They have the Wapello Fairgrounds. The address we were living at when I was 12 is 713 Pine Street, and it's right next to the fairgrounds in Wapello. There was a guy there. There was a Kayaba Shrine Circus that day. I was just fucking trolling around because I wasn't really... I didn't have a lot of parental guidance as a child, can you tell? And so the Kayaba Shrine Circus was setting up over there. This is really early in the morning. And I went over there and met a guy, found the ringmaster. There was a guy named Doug Terranova. sick-ass pizza spot? No, it's not. Evil Pie is not the good pizza spot. It used to be good. The guy got pissed off. He left. He made Good Pie Pizza on Main Street. Go to Good Pie, not Evil Pie. Or even better, go to Pizza Rock. Okay? Okay. So anyway, I went over to the fairgrounds and met the ringmaster. His name was Doug Terranova. Pretty much. He was kind of like I wouldn't call him the ringmaster, but he was in charge of all the animal acts. And there was a movie out back then called Problem Child that he used as his, I guess, peak professional act, because he trained the animals that were used in the movie Problem Child, and he also did Circus of the Stars. The guy's name is Doug Terranova, Terranova. He's from Burlington, Iowa. And he made it big. Then he got busted later on for cruelty to animals. The fucker. But no, that day he let me work for him. I made $10 for the day. I worked 6-7 hours. Started in the morning. I was scooping elephant shit with a pitchfork and helping them set up the tiger cage. They had a large, it was basically just iron. I mean, you think of this now, I'm like, this was so fucking unstable. These were just like iron frames with wiring between that were, you know, clamped together, that were gonna hold these tigers that could kill any of us. Like, I would be a snack. I was small. But I was hardy. I was an Iowa boy, you know. I could hold my own. But I got to do that for the day and then sit in the center ring with all the clowns. And which was creepy enough as a kid. But sit back there while they were entertaining the other kids and that. So I got a ringside seat to the circus for the day. That was my very first job. And it's amazing just seeing the trails of what those different people have become in my life that I met. Because he went on to something big, you know. He stayed in Hollywood for years, again, until he just didn't treat animals properly. It's not fun. It's Fontaine. It's not Fontainebleau. It's Fontainebleau. Fontaine, by the way. I'm not a grammar Nazi or anything, but it's French. If you actually pronounce it, yeah, it's not fountain, it's fontaine. It's like a foon. And by the way, if Fontainebleau is, it's not bad. I've been over there multiple times to, you know, kick the tires. Fontainebleau and Resorts World are trying very hard to be Wynn and Bellagio, and they're not going to do it, just FYI. If you go to Fontainebleau and you get a deal, go. It's worth it. But if you think you're going to get the experience, the high-end experience that Wynn and Bellagio and Caesar, well, Caesar's not so much anymore, but Wynn and Bellagio and Venetian have to offer, you're sadly mistaken. Oh, I got comped for a week. It was not hard. Oh, dude, that's a problem. See, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know, if you go, fucking live it up. You know, See, this is the thing. If you want to go take photos at a superficial experience or anything like that, look how like 11 up. You can go to Fontainebleau and Resorts World and do it cheaper. You know, you can get that Lux Life cheaper. I mean, Wynn is good. If you have such wealth that you're accustomed to that level of service, that 5 diamond service that they gloat about, they pay a lot of money for that 5 diamond service. You know, to be fair, there's a lot of criteria. I've read the criteria because I used to work there. In 2019 to 2021, I worked at Wynn's IT department as a business analyst. I did their tokenization for the entire property, which if you want to know how your credit card information gets stored or where it gets stored or how it gets transmitted and transferred, we can have that conversation. Here's some fun facts, by the way. Okay, about Wynn. Did you know at the Encore, when I worked there, this is during COVID, and just a little after, to get a table at the Encore Beach Club was $5,000 to start. you had to put down a deposit of $5,000, and then when you show up, you're expected to spend that. And when you exceed that, I mean, bottles are $500,000 to $15,000 or more. You know, some of them, they will get women lined up on a mobile ladder dressed like firemen and have this ladder, maybe 3 or 4 step ladder with women on it with fire hats and shit and bikinis and, you know, popping bottles. That's how they do it there. My mom got ringworm off the sheets, and management admitted they only change sheets once a month. At when? If you're referring to when, I would be very shocked if that was the truth. I know the VP of hotels over there. I'm not going to give her name. She took over for oh God, what's his name? Raja, I think. Rafi. Anyway, the guy retired, and then she took over his place, or she took his place. I doubt that would go fly over there. Oh, Fontainebleau? Yeah, okay. I mean, when I went in there, I went there, maybe, holy shit, this is like an obstacle course. I'm gonna go this way. Fuck this shit. Not today, Satan, not today. Yeah, when I went into Fontainebleau after they opened, they were still under construction. Like, that blew my mind. Like, what hotel, Wynn would never do something like that. They would never open a partially finished casino. I don't care if it's 95%. You're gonna see a new finished wall get put over that area so you can't like peer in and see their construction everywhere. It's image. Which is why people pay $500 for a hotel room anyway. It's not because the bed's that much better. It's because, you know, image. Uh-oh. The statue is not peeing. The little man is clogged up. I can see from here. Oh my God, it's still here. Okay, I'm gonna share something. there's a what is it, Ferrari over here? Ferrari over here that's been here for days. Fucking days, dude. I want to know what it's like to have the type of disposable income that I could just leave my car out subject to valet and all of its people walking by and stuff. Like, how do you get to that level? I wouldn't do it. I would want to get to that level that would allow me to do it. So if you're going to come down here, here you go. Punk Rock Bowling coming up. Bridge City Sears, Pie Tasters, May 24th. I will fucking be here. I'm going to do my best anyway. Where am I going to? Just walking. Just chilling. I'm going to go here now and show you that Ferrari. It's fucking funny. But I want to see how they're setting up over here for Punk Rock Bowling. Here's the thing, if you want to come down and see what a show's really going to be like the day of, it's just timing. I mean, look at these speaker towers here. Well, let me get over there. I mean, here, you can see them. Those things are like a story tall. Or more. That's their stage that they use for Punk Rock Bowling. Oh, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Yeah, last weekend. Oh, yeah. Dark there. Yeah, cloudy. But it's nice. But yeah, you can see. You got a couple stages it's going to be for Punk Rock Bowling and a smaller stage over here. Yeah, it'll be good. Always a good choice. Yeah, just don't come over here for a food fest. don't come to downtown. If you see a food fest or beer fest, are kind of iffy because they have microbreweries. If you want to try some new beers, sure. But if there's plenty of microbreweries down here on Main Street that you can go to any time of day. So the beer fest or food festivals, you pay, you know, $25-30 to get in, and then you're paying additional prices or higher prices because it's it's at a food festival and they charge a lot for their booths. So do the vendors. Oh, come on. Just be careful driving if you're coming out here today or anything. The locals are a little fucked up because they don't know how to drive during wind. All the guys in the big trucks are having problems holding on to their babies. You know, it's like their binkies getting damaged, thrown around, tossed around like a cheap car. Yeah, and I agree with that. And you know what, Boulder City, if you're out here and you do a Boulder City Beer Fest, it's free entry. You just go in. It's nice. Okay, it's a different story. People just walk. And people are polite. When you go to a beer fest like that out in Boulder City, if you ever get the chance, it's a different story altogether. It's wonderful out there. So here's the Ferrari. Here's the Rari. And there's a flat tire. It's been down here for days. Just hanging out here in the parking lot. Or down in Valet, you know. I'm just saying, I would never condone if you have a crew. I'm just saying if you have a crew, there's, you know, like one valet guy that might need a bathroom break for $100. You know? I lived right down there for Fremont Street. Oh, see. Well, living down there, yeah, I bet it would be tough to sleep down here at night. I can imagine. Oh, no shit. Well, I mean, you can't keep adding. At some point, there's going to be too much. There's going to be an oversaturation. The ones that have been doing well on Main Street are Hop Nuts, Huddle, HUDL, Able Baker, which is the mining, like Nevada mining themed bar, and Nevada Brew Works. Those are all within a block. You know, you have 4 microbreweries. I go down there. I'm more of a Framboise Lambic, you know, raspberry, or I kind of like just basic cider beers. My wife is big on stouts. It's too rich for me. Ugh. Too much. Though I do like Belching Beaver's Nitro Brew. Belching Beaver has a really good chocolate stout too. So, and so it's going to be the same thing once everybody gets our own fucking food trucks. I mean, we've got Ibarra's that rents out food trucks to families now. You know, okay, guess who's making the money? It's not the people operating the food trucks. They're scraping by. Then you've got pop-up restaurants all along Boulder Highway, depending on the time of morning. You'll see guys setting up around, 1 or 2 a.m. By 3 a.m., they've got a complete, looks like a mini deli or restaurant, delicatessen there of some kind, just hanging out on Boulder Highway. Morning. Yeah, I tell you what, there's the food truck I miss the most. They had a Mexican Italian, if you can do it, run with this idea. It was amazing. They had a Mexican Italian fusion food truck. And they had a fucking carne asada fettuccine alfredo that was heaven. I was like, you sir, you need to be my private chef. I'm gonna be fat, but I'm gonna live a good life. All the carbs I can handle. Yeah, carne asada fettuccine alfredo. Holy shit, that was amazing. Yeah. See, the cool thing about having such a variety is people put shit together you've never thought of before. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Why did I ever think of that? Or another one that I'll do. You can get them to do this. Hold on. Let me get out of this wind. Someone's reached their towing capacity. Haha. Oh. Let me go over here. It was like an obstacle course this morning. So, these guys are cleaning the hotels. So this is our summer cleaning time. These guys are scrubbing over here too. So that's why this is the type of shit you don't see happen on the strip, by the way. Like, you wonder, I mean, think about it. How bad do you think it would be after a week, not even a weekend? Just a festival of one day, like EDC. Oh my God! A Saturday night after EDC, holy shit! Yeah, these guys go to great lengths to help out. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that is one of the cool things out here, though. You just try different type of shit. They've got this one isn't bad. Let's see, they've got hot, juicy crawfish down here. Pizza Rock is always awesome. How does Fremont get wet when it's covered? Because they're spraying it, but also it does rain through a little bit. It rains in, here's the deal, it rains in right along the outside, and see the way the land is, like, you know, topography, it's tilted towards the center, so you'll have puddles. I was down here last time it rained. It was just for kicks, just to see how many people were gonna make it, you know. I just wanted to see some hose and heels and just wait there, you know, just to, I mean, help them up after they fall, you know, women empowerment. By the way, so this is one I don't mention as often. Triple George Grill is actually pretty good. What was the other one? Primal Steakhouse I was looking at. I'm going to probably go try that one next. Primal. There's also a couple good Comex places. Or not Comex. Hibachi Grills. All you can eat Korean barbecues. On Maryland, it just is called All You Can Eat Korean Barbecue. The other one is called Gorilla Barbecue, like Gorilla Korean Barbecue. This is the last full week of school. Actually, this is only half days of school this week for the kiddos. So, wifey and I, as a treat, we're gonna start trying some of these places I've been looking up online. Coming to Vegas June 5th? Great. What are you doing? June, is it a wedding? I mean, it just seems like it'd be a wedding date. Along with the other 75,000 people who do it each year. Gold Spike, if you get a chance, the guy who runs it, I used to work with the guy, I think he's still here, Steve. I used to work with, God, I don't know if he's still over there. The director of Gold Spike used to be in food and beverage at the Hard Rock back in 2016, 17. They came over here to Gold Spike. He's very much a retro. You can tell he's a kid of the 80s and 90s. By the way this place is designed, there's a lot of influence from the 80s and 90s here. Is Hogs and Heifers closing? I haven't heard as such. Was there news reported as such? I mean, they were fine a couple days ago when I was down here. I didn't ask them either, though. They actually, you know what? Come to think of it, I know they've been having problems with their lease. They've been looking for a new place. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Then I sorry, last time I heard about that was actually last year. I was actually talking to them about teaching some of the dancers, some of the bartenders and dancers, but mainly bartenders first. Bartenders how to deal like poker and stuff, because some of them weren't going to have jobs. Yeah, well, they've been having the lease prices have been going up for years. I've been going to Hogs and Heifers since 2009 or 10. My wife and I rode with the MCs from there in 2017 and 18. We were doing a lot of toy runs and stuff with Iron Crossmen and Marine Riders. I've ridden with the Gents, which is an all-black club, but I mean with my group, their group. Let's see. Yeah, a few others. I mean, it's kind of like a little, when you we'd all go over to Sam Boyd Stadium and it'd be like a mini prison yard. You know, my wife carried an H&K 45. I had a 9mm. Yes, my wife's was bigger. But you can see here. It's a cool place. Am I a cop? I actually, my wife and I both have our CCWs, and I do private investigation work on the side for DeBecker Investigations, which, DeBecker Investigations, if you ever hear the name, you can look up Hal DeBecker is the one who owns it, and Gavin DeBecker, his brother. Gavin DeBecker used to be Jeff Bezos' private security, head of private security. So I know some stuff. I mean, my NDA is 25 pages long. I can't afford a lawyer to read it. I can't afford a lawyer to even read my NDA, okay? So let's just be clear about this. But truthfully, so here's what the type of work that I do. I'll tell you, generally speaking, what I can say. If you are, here's a scenario. You know, I was a business analyst, business architect, so here's a scenario. And yes, these places have celebrity clients. I'm not going to tell you any names. If you can somehow figure it out, maybe. But here's one that wasn't a celebrity or anything. So if you're, let's say you're a well-to-do millionaire, all right? Maybe a widower, all right? And I'm going to add flavor to this story to distance it from the actual facts of anything that it may or may not be impressioned off of. So if you're an old man of a certain demographic and you've got money and you decide you're new to this internet thing and you decide to try different online websites which are known for being interactive. Okay? With me so far? Okay. And you decide you find this lovely young object of interest and you start showering this person with gifts to the tune of showering with gifts enough to... Hold on. Let me think how to put this into perspective. And get out of the wind. Imagine if you showered a woman with gifts enough to buy a late model Corvette, okay? That amount of money is worth it. That she could go out and just buy off the lot a late model Corvette because you had it like that and you thought you had expectations, okay? And then you find out that she's not willing to meet your expectations. And you decide you want someone to help you figure out if you just got hustled. You know? So you hire someone like me to be an intelligent mark, and then I will make my way into the social circle of this, this target, and try and get as close to them as I can, and find out until such point that I find out if they're actually a hustler, or maybe you just made poor business decisions by throwing money at this hoe. Like maybe you had higher expectations than that, whatever. So I'm the type of person that helps make that determination if you've been conned or not. But the problem is in Vegas, here's the rub in Vegas about private investigation. You have to have 10,000. You have to first register with a PILB, which I am, Private Investigators License Board. But it takes 10,000 hours. It takes 10,000 hours to be a fully licensed private investigator. Not only does it take 10,000 hours, but you have to be sponsored by an existing firm. So what makes it a pain in the ass is you have to find someone who's kind of willing to train their competition, potentially. That's where it's kind of fucked up. So there aren't many good private investigators in Vegas. But no, that's kind of how it works. Wait, what is this? Is this a fucking nerd? What is that? Oh, it's an octopus. Nice. Cool, all the different, things you can find down different alleys. Yeah, nobody wants to... No, you don't start... That's not an answer. Starting a union just to have to have an army of private investigators? Really? You think that's going to be a thing? No. There would be way too many creepers out there that would try and be private investigators. Myself included. Under the right context, absolutely, I can be painted as a creeper. I mean, I'm not. But the difference is I have judgment, narrative, and purpose for it. I'll give you an example. Hold on. A couple years ago, I was actually trying to start my own school. I was going to start my own dealing school. Being out the wind here. I was trying to start my own dealing school downtown here on 3rd Street. And one of the owners of these buildings turned out to be a con artist, he and his wife. They got me for $20,000. They got a recording studio for $100,000. And they got a business after me for another $20,000. What they were doing is you would sign a lease with them, and then you tried to go down and get a business license from the city planning committee, and it turns out they were so far behind on compliance, they had so many exceptions that you couldn't possibly get a business license if you go in there. It's still in court. And the recording studio, Full Circle Studios, they got conned out of $100,000 because he moved his shit in, and then the fucking say what I don't know if it was a fire marshal or something, said it's completely out of code, and he had to shut down. He could not get a business license, so he spent about $100,000, and I'm working with them to try and get these fuckers done now. So it's hard to get a business down here, you know. That affects how quick, that type of shit affects how quickly this town develops as well. You don't always have good people running these places. Yeah, get paid to be creeper. Well, you know, that is why I did, in 97 and 99, I worked as a tow truck driver and repo man in Iowa City. So there's still not a vehicle made before 2000 that I can't open in about 3 minutes. I can even tell you where to get the pics. In fact, hold on, wait. Here. Let me show you. Here's fess up. These, see these right here? I carry these around with me about everywhere. I'll show you what they are. See? These are Sparrow's lockpicks. See? I carry shit around with me everywhere. Just because it's fun sometimes. Yeah, it's beautiful down here in the morning. What streets are safe boundary from Fremont? That's a good question. I would say, so if you go down to here, so this is Fremont, okay? East and west behind me. East, you can go as far as, this is 7th, you can go as far as about 13th Street. So down by Bunkhouse Saloon, actually Bunkhouse Saloon, and there's a grocery store on 11th. But 13th is about where most of the business ends, okay? Like, if you've gone to 15th, where the 7-Eleven is, that's probably a little too far. And then this side, I would say all the way to Plaza. You could go up to Plaza without too much issue. But from so east to west, or west to east, Plaza to 13th Street, and north to south, probably no further north than Stewart, and south, I would say Bridger. So from North Stewart, South Bridger, West Plaza, East 13th. You got a map. That's going to be fucking accurate. I don't care. I know this area very well. So, but that's kind of the boundaries, I would say, if you're coming out here as a tourist, where you could go safely. Container Park to the Plaza. Well, here's the thing. If you don't go, but you need to go past Container Park to go to Atomic Liquors. That's why I went down to 13th Street. You see, you have to go further. There's a really good 24-hour grocery mart. If you just need snacks or something, or just a variety, they've got, hell, if you need Swisher Sweets, whatever the fuck you need. It's on 11th. So Container Park is only at 7th. You need to go a few extra blocks to get down to the good shit, down to Atomic Liquors. Or east to Atomic Liquors. Here's the downtown alley, by the way. Go to Club Disco? You mean Disco Pussy? Yeah, it's a good techno place. But their hours, I just kind of go and find out when they're open and kind of just show up. I haven't like tried to go to a specific show there. Oh, people, let's go in, you know. We don't promote pacification. That's fucking funny. You got it. Oh, you mean the scary areas? You know what? I'm going to say that it's a real tragedy. I know the reason behind it. Okay, from 11th Street to 13th Street, there's like the Travelers Motel and a few other motels that would do really fucking well as halfway houses for homeless, but no one wants to do it because they're so wrapped up with Tony Hsieh's will that they just found out of the fucking blue after 5 years. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on down here that has stagnated our development immensely. It's sad. So anyway, so you have the beautiful alley, If you don't like hearing me talking, just turn it off and you'll get an ASMR experience. You could put some Enya, or I mean, one of the best songs to fuck to is Portishead Glory Box. So if you want to put some Portishead Glory Box and get in the mood. Maybe some Benedictine monks of Santo Domingo de Silos, some Enigma, Return to Innocence. I mean, to me, my favorite would be like Pantera Cemetery Gates. I mean, if we're going to pick a song for an alley like this, that runs through my head every time I walk down this alley. But this is a good time of day, too, because it's not hot as fuck. You can see some of the way the light, as like in 15-20 minutes, the sun is going to hit all of this graffiti. So it's pretty cool at that time. If you have a confession, you can come to the downtown statue. Maybe we should just call this is the downtown Fremont Tribes Alley. This is our home base. Here's where we say our confessions every week. We'll start a cult. You know, and to be fair, there's shit that goes through. You find people leave articles of clothing. Someone's put fucking mirrors in the eyes. Okay. That's kind of creepy as fuck. That's some shit right there. That's a really good. Someone's gonna come through here and see that glint mirroring off this light. I'm gonna come down here at night, just so we can check it out, see what effect that is. I'm curious if you were down here, you know, higher than giraffe pussy, and the light shines off that eyes, and you check that out. If someone would freak the fuck out. That's a good touch. Good touch. That's subtle. That's nightmare fuel right there. This would probably be, actually, you know what? This would be a great set for just some type of indie horror flick, you know? Oh, wait. Hold on. I have to recreate a reality. Hold on. I just had a flash. I have to do this, and please stay. This is gonna laugh your ass off if this works. But I need props. Shit. Nothing here. Damn it. This is GTA 6. You know, I can't say. It's a non-zero percentage that I'm privately compelled to go down these alleys IRL, because it's not going to happen until fucking next May. See? It's like production value. I bring the thunder. No, you just have to do Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out and play. I was looking for bottles to clink together. Warriors. It's a really cool graffiti though, but not enough art, just a lot of names and shit. Which direction is Container Park? Which direction is Container Park? It would be that way. Yeah, Tales from the Hood. I don't know that. No, that's the east side. It wouldn't be Tales from the Hood. It would be Tales from the Barrio. Go where you start. Once you start seeing graffiti with 13M, turn back. True. Yeah, and it's nice to see that. Oh, this is new. These are new. It may not be finished yet. This looks like it's, oh, this is cool. This is not finished. There's no way. I just stepped in something. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, so this is, we'll come back. This is, it's fun to see some development. So this is all new. Yes! Silent, god damn it, I was just thinking of this. Bro, could you imagine coming down in that type of cosplay and just fucking standing down here in the alley? Seriously. Bro. Yeah, see? Fucking you want to do cosplay, come down here in the fucking alley and just stand next to it. See, this is the type of shit. I love seeing this. Fuck you. If you don't like this stuff, go somewhere else. This is the type of shit we're into here. That's cool as fuck. Yeah, this isn't done. We'll check this out. I'll come back down here daily to see how it develops. This will change overnight. Or during the day when I'm not here. You know, my circadian rhythm is different. Nice Phoenix down here. That's badass though. I want to see how they... I hope they put some detail to this and this isn't it. Like, I hope that's just a rough draft. I hope this is all just... We're going to find out, like I said. It'll be fun to watch it develop. This is actually one of the buildings I was going to look, or I was looking at when I was doing a school. The top floor here is all like it used to be a call center or something. It's an open space floor plan. It's actually really cool. I don't know how much they want now. Their prices have gone up. But at the time I was going to get all for about $3,000 a month. Which, by the way, if you want to get some people together, like if you wanted to do a stream or some type of central, that entire top floor for $3,000 a month, you could do worse. It's really cool on the inside. Where do you recommend to live, Summerlin or Henderson? It's a complicated answer, but here's a short version. First of all, you have to figure out where the fuck you're going to work, okay? Wherever you're working, start there. I live in Henderson. I drive to Northwest Vegas. This is en route to my work. It takes me about an hour to drive to work every day and an hour home. 25 miles one way. Okay? Keep in mind, there's gas prices there too. I like driving, so I'm fine. In the morning, I hit most of the green lights anyway, so it's not really a big deal. But use that as a reference. So, Summerlin, you're going to pay higher prices, like especially around Queens Ridge and Lakes areas, for the zip code. The people that I bought my house from, okay, I will share that I don't always, but my house is worth, with contents, about $750,000. I worked very hard to get it. The people that owned my home before I did moved to Summerlin. Hold on. The people that owned my home moved to Summerlin, and they spent $200,000 more just for a different zip code, same size of home, and yet they paid $200,000 more in Summerlin just because to move to the other side of town. So you have to be careful. Henderson, or Hendertucky, as the locals like to refer to it, it's very much, it's like middle America. It's like the Midwest. You know? Summerlin has all the amenities. It's very convenient. If you want your life done for you, if you want everything lined up, you can move to Summerlin. It's for a younger crowd. Yeah, exactly. You're 100% correct. If you had an upstart company, you can do well down in some of these areas because the office space, there's plenty of it right now. You could probably get it for $1.50 a square foot in cams, including cams in some of these places, which isn't bad. Average one bedroom. I would say you're going to spend $1,000 a month per bedroom in most places, apartments out here, which is maybe high and low depending on the amenities, but that's kind of where the median is. And if you want to come downtown, you can go to Jewel, Juhl, or Ogden, Ogden, or Newport Lofts and find some cool places. If you want to go to Summerlin, maybe you like Tivoli Village around that area. Henderson, Henderson is a wide area. I live way out towards College of Southern Nevada, out by Mission Hills. So it's a very quiet area. Good morning from Iowa. How you doing, man? Zach Baggin lives there. Just saw him at a gas station like 2 weeks ago. Hey, he's got a really cool haunted museum. Check it out. Hendertucky is not the best part. By in GV. Hendertucky, well, that's a broad area too. I live out in Mission Hills, which is a really good area in Henderson. GVR area, there's a lot more. Okay, you know what? There's a lot more auto theft in that area. If you want to, rock on. Las Vegas police. Okay, here's another factor. Las Vegas Metro has crime maps that you can look up online. You can choose by crime what the frequency is, or find out by crime what the frequency is. So assault, domestic violence, theft, murder. You can choose your time period you want, in the past year maybe, and use that to make your decision. Well, I did too. There's not one car or even anything that happens in, maybe one incident a year where I live. Walk through the Oak Cortez? Sure. Does not Hendertucky in Mission Hills. I have no idea what that sentence was. I mean, if you're narrowing it down to Hendertucky, the water district, okay. If that's your only area of Hendertucky then yeah, then you're right. Then it is a little more aggressive there. But I live on the, Hendertucky is like the whole east side, southeast side of Henderson. Henderson is like the beginning of Henderson is at the Strip. The southern part of the Strip, east, like out by the M, you can see Henderson. Welcome to Henderson. So Henderson's a wide area, but I live way on the east side, Hendertucky. Oh, no, I'm not Mission Hills condos. Mission Hills Park. Sorry. Mission Hills, the Mission Hills Park. If you look on a map, a Google map, Mission Hills covers the entire area, southeast, like bordering BLM land is where Mission Hills is. Well, now they've got a bunch of new condos because they're buying up BLM land, but anyway, that's about where it is. No, Mission Hills condos, that's a different story. No. Then, yes, you're accurate. Sorry about the confusion. Oh my God. The Tom about buys from the top of Tom, probably. Not the whole. Oh, Jesus Christ. I understand. Well, okay. We're getting narrower and narrower. I'm trying to talk to a tourist and be not uncomfortably non-specific. I understand that even at 5 p.m. or 5 a.m., there are people that are going to find the bright point of their day is going to be how they can correct a streamer. You don't know the area like I do it. Okay, you're right. Well done. I get it. Okay, tell you what. Did you know in Henderson there's a place called Jack? It's a 4,500 square foot warehouse. It's a dungeon. Did you know that exists? If you want to talk about it, that's in Hendertucky. Exactly in Hendertucky. I mean, if you want to throw some shit around here. Okay. So anyway, Henderson, you can buy there's better land opportunities. The problem is many of the places in new development that I like out at Cadence, you're not getting any land. You're getting like maybe 7,000 square foot on your lot, 7,500 square foot to 10,000 square feet on a lot. You're lucky to get that. What's in the dungeon? That's actually my wife and I went there years ago. 8 years ago when we first met. That was one of our little adventures. I helped lay the floor in the place. It was red and white tile, looks like a big cock. I'll have to show a picture sometime. I doubt it's still around. I have the address, or rather a pin dropped. Well, and truth be told, I mean, I could get my wife on here sometime to corroborate the story. We met in the lifestyle. Okay, there was a website back then that everybody used called FetLife. And one of my ex-girlfriends used to ride with the Marine Riders. They had the MC Marine Riders, they had an altar up to her. Her name was Carolyn Rose. She passed away because someone pulled out in front of her. DOA. Dead on arrival. Just she flew and impact. But anyway, wifey and I met at what's called a rope social, and where we learned to make different ropes and knots and whatever. It was out in a park. It was like a big barbecue, or to the locals it would look like a barbecue, and we were talking about toys and shit. Out in public. And we weren't there together, but she asked me out on FetLife after she met me at the rope social. We made a rope together, and she was like, man, she wanted to date me, and we've been together 8 years. So it worked out. Tied to the knot. Ha 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 ha. But in this warehouse, they had, what they have? Foldable crosses. Like, some of it was pretty ingenious. Murphy's cross. A lot of them were made of walnut too. Gorgeous. Some of the craftsmanship we saw. Different rafts and shit. Just a lot of equipment you couldn't have it in a bedroom. But no, shit, I got in the lifestyle back in, what, year 2000, 2001? There's a lot bigger BDSM community in the Midwest than there is in Vegas. Vegas is probably the least kinkiest town I've ever lived in, contrary to what people might think. It's not really lifestyle friendly. This place is run by the Catholic Church and Mormons, okay? They don't like LGBTQ. They want their debauchery in a very narrow scope. No, not the Red Rooster. Hold on, I'm looking at something here. Trying to see. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at something here. No, the Red Rooster and Green Door, this isn't like that. Red Rooster and Green Door, though they kind of get looked down upon by people really in the community. Actually, I'm going to show this alley over here. We'll go back over here. Yeah. Mainstream, you can't even talk about, like, years ago, Rihanna was doing a song about, whips and chains. And then now we've got Post Malone. So I don't want your whips and chains. Like, really? Like, he has all the tattoos, facial tattoos, and all over his body, and then he's not any of that. I mean, it shows that, stereotypes don't always match up, but it also shows that I don't know, he's successful, but I feel that part of him is a real poser when it comes to lifestyle stuff. He, shits on it, and people, oh, ha, 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 ha. He'd be better shacking up with Lindsey Sterling. Good morning from Scotland. How you doing? My family is Clan Romsburg from Scotland, on the border. Back in the 1500s, or 16th century is the easy way to put it. Late 16th century, fighting with the Johnstones against the English. Yeah, it's really nice this time of morning. I'm headed back to my truck. Got my 5 miles in-ish this morning. But also you get, so just walking around, some of the music shit going on. Different vibes. I need to get my wife on here. She speaks French. All I know is je te vais coucher avec vous ce soir. Have you ever felt judged? Like, he really looks like he's gonna fuck me up. Guard cats. They don't have guard dogs down here. They have guard cats. Fuck. There goes my day. It just crossed my path. I am so deserved. I am fucked now. Anyway. No, this is not a bar. This is a downtown container park, the other side of it. Oh, they have a lot of stray cats down here. I mean, those two I've actually seen down here. Those specific two. I recognize the patterns on them. They seem to hang out. I mean, if you're homeless or, street animal, it'd probably be, you could do worse in Vegas. What, from downtown where I am? It's just east. It's east on Fremont, just further. Farther, not further, farther. It's 7th Street and Fremont is where Container Park is. Very top of Blue Diamond. Nice. A nice perch out there. What, as in Blue Diamond the town or Blue Diamond the road? Like Blue Diamond out by Red Rock? How cold is it? It's not. It's like 70, 75 degrees. Check your local weather. No, I mean, I think it feels like 70. It's I don't even have goosebumps. It's nice. It's beautiful out here. That's why I can walk 5 miles and not feel it down here. You think I want to do this shit at 100 degrees? Yeah, the goddamn minds. I walk down here just long enough until my taint gets moist. Okay, that's it. Time to go. Then I powder my taint and go on to work. Any concerts coming? Yeah, Punk Rock Bowling. Punk Rock Bowling, the end of May. Feel free to ask me anything. If you need to know how to get a ticket, glad you asked. So most of the traffic in Vegas travel like a local traffic, drives 10 to 15 miles an hour over the speed limit, with the exception of school zones. Everybody, you might get away with 5 miles an hour over, but don't fucking risk it. There are the cops that do stalk out those areas have a hard on for people going 10 miles an hour over. Because in a school zone, it's double the fee. But if you do come out here and get a ticket, you'll rest assured you can go to one of the traffic lawyers like I have and pay $65. They will go to court for you. You need no traffic school, nothing like that, no online school, whatever. And then your ticket gets turned into a parking ticket. So that will never hit your points. Or never hit points and won't hit your record. Because otherwise, parking tickets are considered a misdemeanor in Vegas. Hey, thank you, man. Have a good one. Finishing breakfast out of work. Yep, I'm headed on my way to work here soon. I'm gonna stop by and grab some tacos or something on the way to work. I need to stop over at the taco cart sometime. They invited me over. I'm just not that hungry this morning. But I will. I'll have to do it this week. Stop over and get some tacos and hang out with, what's her name? Mallory and Chewy over at the street taco cart. If you get over there, say hi. So this used to be one of the good donut places down here. This is Carl's Donuts now, but it used to be the donut bar. I miss it. Bacon wrapped cinnamon rolls, Pop-Tart donuts, strawberry shortcake, custom donuts, red velvet. Oh, so good, so good. Another cool one. How much is food there? Like I think their carne asada fries are about, I think 14 to 16, but they're heavy portions. I mean, you are paying an extra $1 or $2 extra because you're downtown, but the convenience is worth it. If you're coming down here to park on Fremont and, you know, have drinks, listen to some music, and just stumble, you know, 20 feet, 30 feet to get in line, it's worth the extra money. No, so what happened with Donut Bar, the guys that owned it, they are another COVID tragedy. Joe and his brother, and they didn't have enough. They were here, you know, a number of years, several years, and it was great. I saw their last, it was, shit, it's been like 3 years now. It was in May, and they sold it to Carl. They sold out, you know, to Carl's Donuts, and the place has not been the same since. I, with, you know, a dozen other people on a Sunday morning or Friday mornings, would find ourselves in line for the donuts from, there are a few things I'll wait in line for. Donuts are one of them. Because the whole idea is it's complete indulgence. That's the whole purpose of enjoying a donut. And if you're gonna wait for that indulgence, god damn it, it better be good. And it's not been the same. Oh, I don't want to do this. Okay. What I really want to see in Vegas that we haven't done yet, that they've done in Colorado, are alcoholic donuts. I don't know how nobody's done, where you take a little tincture, you like a, you know, little small tincture, maybe half a shot's worth, and you just insert that. You get a raspberry donut, you get raspberry vodka, you know, you get a chocolate donut, and now you get Jack Daniels or some type of chocolate whiskey. Like, there are ways you could put some shit together. I mean, I could put, fuck. Could you imagine doing some, not only is he a flair bartender, but he's also a baker. Holy shit. He's a baker and a bartender. What the fuck? Get some mixologist, some type of Vegas flair mixology with pastries. Oh my god. Actually, you know what? You don't have to limit it to just donuts. I mean, just fucking expand it out. Alcohol-infused pastries. Seriously. Are you serious? I mean, my god, could you imagine an apple fritter with Tennessee, like, or apple pucker, or Tennessee honey whiskey in some creme brulee? God, now my mind's going. See, this is what happens with autism. You go down a rabbit hole, and you just stay there for a while. It's like Brer Rabbit. Throw me into the briar patch. God, now I gotta put up. Now I have to put a business plan together. See what you made me do. I'm a sucker for peer pressure. A Bavarian. Oh, that's what it is. That's what you would do. A Bavarian cream with butterscotch schnapps. Oh my God, a butterscotch Bavarian cream. Could you imagine? Holy shit, with salted caramel. Sorry, I'm a foodie. Yes, I tell you, it's those. You know what it is? It would be like if you ever saw the movie years ago with Billy Crystal, City Slickers. I could be the guy that could just pair up pastries with your prime rib. All right, what type of donut would I have with a Wagyu steak? Red velvet with vanilla icing and And your way to work? Yeah, me too. See, I'm parked like right here. Oh, by the way, dude, seriously. Okay, fine. You know what? I will see if I can put something together. We could make it a thing. I could actually. You know what? It would be a hell of a Kickstarter campaign. Probably be pretty decent. Put some recipes together. I've already got one actually. So here's another one I've got that I'll share. I'll share this because not all of you are going to do it. So I'll share it freely for now because it may have been done, but it actually works. Do any of you like beef jerky? If I see 5 yays, I'll tell you. Do any of you like beef jerky before I go? Okay. So here's one of my beef jerky recipes. All right? The big problem with a lot of beef jerky, if you have a food dehydrator at home, I use just a 5-tray food dehydrator. I find the Mexican markets in Las Vegas, okay, meat in Las Vegas is not cheap, but you can find, if you go to a Mexican market like I do, there's one on Boulder Highway, and I'm going to remove this person, hold on, god damn it, that's an easy way to get blocked. I don't mind, you know, people self-promoting, just don't spam it. Okay, so anyway, back to beef jerky. Here's my beef jerky recipe. Write this shit down. So first of all, I don't do any of the seasoning and shit myself very often. I don't have to, but I do have a good carne asada recipe. Okay, so if you like carne asada, listen up. And I'll find either flat meat or chuck steak. At a lot of these Mexican marts, they do amazing carne asada marinades the night before. It's only $9 to $11 a pound. You know what beef jerky is in the store? Fucking $40 a pound all day. Okay, so you're paying $10 a pound for that. And then you use some liquid smoke and some other spices. But I use about a bottle of liquid smoke. So like 6 ounces of liquid smoke per pound-ish. And I only marinated in there in the liquid smoke for about 15 to 20 minutes. Just enough to get a kiss. I don't want the liquid smoke to overpower the carne asada because they're very powerful flavors. So you just want the heavy carne asada and try and find the ones like, look at the carne asada. Find one that has a lot of different spices. That's just not some red sauce or some spice, some shit. Like get some good orange heavy carne asada. Dry rub if you want, whatever. And I would put it in for 5 hours. 5 hours at 165 degrees, which is lower and less time than most people do because everybody does it at their 8 or 9 hours and shit. Fuck that. Do it 165 degrees for 5 hours. And that's that's for like 3 trays, so you may have to adjust a little bit, but about 5 hours, and that's where you get it is still moist. You have kind of seared in the flavor of the carne asada, and it's cooked all the way. You know, if you need a little bit more, you can tell how stringy by the strings and that, you know, or how stringy the tendons are, how done it is. But just do it till it's just your preferred taste. But start at 5 hours at 165 and see what happens. Swear on all this, it's fucking amazing. It costs about, the home cost is about $12 a pound for a beef jerky that way. So yep, that's my tip for the day. I'm heading out. Have fun, everybody. Enjoy. This is a great time of year to make the beef jerky, which I'll be doing this weekend. I'll give you my tip for chili sometime. Yeah, have a good day, guys. Stay safe, stay smooth.